Hello everybody, this is National Master Scott Roods from the Temecula Chess Club. Today I'd like to talk to you about a concept called list of mistakes. I first heard about list of mistakes in a book from Axel Smith entitled Pump Up Your Rating. This book was given to me by a friend, and list of mistakes is a concept that Axel claims he used to reach a quantum leap in his rating jump. Also, I saw the concept on a video on chess.com by GM Gregory Kaidanov on his earlier videos called How to Improve Your Chess, where he talks about list of mistakes. We've all heard you're supposed to identify your mistakes, and but how many of us has actually combed through all our games, identified all the mistakes, and lumped them together so that we could see a pattern emerge? Probably not many of us. So I decided to do that with my games that I played recently since I started playing chess again. I've got about 22 games. This last game that I played has a lot of mistakes in it, so I decided to start there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and I started a new database called List of Mistakes. I'm going to go through my games, find positions where I made a mistake, and then I'm going to go ahead and save that position into the database under a certain heading so that it will become a list with a heading which will become a category for a mistake. So let's move on to the position here. I'm going to fly through these opening moves. It was a London system, and White plays this move that I'm unfamiliar with. So we reach a position where I'm unfamiliar, and it's the first real mistake of the game. When faced with a new plan that involves pressure against my castled king, I reacted by weakening my king's position, also the rook's position on f8. And I allow white to play bishop h6 with the tempo and get in the move f4 before having to commit to anything. Also, I spent a reasonable amount of time on g6. I spent 10 minutes finding that move, and it wasn't a very good one. Any pawn move in front of my king should be regarded with suspicion. I know this, especially with the presence of the queen over there as well. But sometimes, you must push pawns in front of your king if you want to defend. However, it should be timely and not allow the opponent to gain undue tempos, which this does. So let's look at the problem with g6. I played g6. Okay, so the problem is he gets in bishop h6 with the tempo. The bishop gets aggressively placed. Rook has to move away. And then he gets f4 in. And now the knight on e5 is immune. For example, knight takes, knight, pawn takes. He gets a cramping pawn on e5 and play down the f file. So I can castle, and he has play down the f file. A lot of problems with g6. Also, the rook is very uncomfortable on e8. For example, bishop b5 is in the air. Even here. Now, g6 in and of itself is not a weakness, but the problem with the move is knight f6 is doing a fine job guarding h7. There's no need to play g6 at this particular moment, especially since white gets to play it with so many tempos. I'm uncomfortable in this position because my queen on d8 doesn't have a square. I could temporize with the move a5. Let's see, do I have an example of a5 anywhere? Should. So after a5, I'm just basically waiting for white to do something, castle, or commit further to show me what he's going to do. So basically, a move like a5 doesn't reveal anything more to white or make any kind of reactions on the king side, and it's waiting for white to go ahead and commit to which side he's going to castle on, or if he's going to attack, how he's going to do it. So I think that h5 would have been a decent move. If in the event of, say, I don't know, knight g4, for example, here, threatening to take my knight on f6. Well, then it might be necessary to play g6 at that point, or so uh, knight takes knight wouldn't be possible, and knight e4 would probably fail to f3. So g6 at that point might be, forced, but at least I would be playing the move in a situation where it's forced. Uh, so by playing a5, I'm forcing white to have to declare his intentions. Also, if he has to play knight g4 to kick my knight off of f6, well, then I've accomplished getting his knight out of e5. He did it on his own. So another virtue of not making a committal move like g6. So I think the problem was, if I had to classify this in a list of mistakes, I would say that g6 is premature. It's unnecessarily weakening pawn move in front of my king, allowing a black or the opponent to gain tempos. And the classification would be an unnecessary weakening pawn move in front of my king. I think that's what I'll place it under. That'll be my first category on list of mistakes. So what I plan on doing is going through the rest of this game and trying to find all the mistakes that I made that were significant and categorizing them. What I'll do eventually is go through all my games and try to find a pattern of mistakes. So that I hope that you're able to take something from the concept of list of mistakes for your games, and you're able to go over your games and take the time that's needed to go over your games and find these positions where you made mistakes. Hopefully you'll see a pattern and be able to improve your play. So thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, and until we meet again, have a great day.